Traveling to central Vietnam? This is your guide to two of the best cities in this Southeast Asian gem. Today, we're traveling northeast from Ho Chi Minh City to the Central Coast to check out two very different cities, as well as one of the most scenic motorbike trips in the world. We'll start by exploring the perfectly preserved ancient town of Hoi An, where we'll learn about this UNESCO-approved wonder and buy some custom suits from one of the world-renowned tailors here. Then, we'll travel up the coast and back into modern Vietnam's own charm in Da Nang. Finally, we'll navigate the mystical Hai Van Pass on motorbike as we make our way to the imperial capital of Hue. Thanks for joining me. Arriving in Hoi An in the evening is a delightful experience. The lanterns and crowds lead you to the beautiful ancient town waterfront, where friends and families are enjoying each other's company on foot or by boat as they make their way along the Tu Bon River.
So one of the reasons you come to Hoi An is for what you can see behind me, the bridge, as well as all these boats with lanterns. It's really the big draw for Hoi An. It's such a beautiful little stroll on the water. Yeah, that's what first catches your eye about Hoi An when you're looking at places to come in Vietnam. It also has restaurants and things like that all along the water here. Good spot to come catch dinner, people watch, and try not to fall in the water like I am doing right now.
Hoi An was a small but active trading port from the 15th to the 19th century. Though its use as a port has declined since then, the town has remained remarkably well preserved and thus sees tourists flock to its old charm and beauty. Now, one of the must-dos in Hoi An is to get yourself some custom-made clothing. Hoi An features the most tailors per capita in the world, with over 400 in this city of 150,000 people. Prices here are also often a quarter or even less of what you'd pay for tailored items in most Western cities, and this includes fully custom suits for men, which is what I was after.
Alright, so just wrapped up here at Peace Tailor, and this is Tina.
I'm Tina.
Tina was very lovely, and she treated me very nicely, and we found some great suits, so I'm excited.
After walking in with no appointment, getting fitted, and selecting my custom suits all within about an hour, I was asked to come back the very next day to try them on. They fit great, and after a small alteration, they packaged them up to ship them back to the States for me. I paid about $100 per suit and $75 to ship 3 of them home. I've since worn them back home as well, and they've worked great thus far. Very happy customer. After working up an appetite with all that shopping, I was excited to plop down on one of the impossibly small plastic stools you grow so accustomed to in this part of the world to try a dish only found in Hoi An.
The first time you eat Cau Lau?
Yes. So I'm about to have Cau Lau for the first time, and this is a dish that I'm very excited about. It's very unique to Hoi An, and the noodles are made with this calcium-rich water. It comes from wells here in Hoi An. It's the only water apparently that can get the correct density of the noodle. They mix it with an ash from the local trees as well. So it's a dish very local to Hoi An. Figure out where to fit my knees here. Start off with a little bit of this pork on top. Yeah, the pork is wonderful. Let's try these famed noodles. It's good. That and the pork. A little bit of lime. There's a little bit of mint in there too. Wow. Fantastic. So it's pretty rare, but you do occasionally catch a quiet street here in Hoi An. It's about 10 a.m. on Monday. That might be why, but all the vendors getting ready. This is one of the walking pedestrian only streets, pedestrian and bicycles. So pretty nice and quiet on a Monday morning.
We touched on Hoi An's ancient town charm already, but there's just so much to share. Even on a rainy day, casually strolling through the narrow lanes lined with homes, shops, and places of worship with matching weathered golden facades is such a treat. It feels unique and special. Architecturally and culturally, Hoi An is a mix of Vietnamese, Chinese, Japanese, and French. There are over 1,100 timber frame buildings with brick and wooden walls to marvel at here, which allow you to step back in time 200 to 300 years to their origins. Now I could wax poetically about Hoi An all day, but I think it's time we meet some of its feline residents. Before heading up to Da Nang on the bike, I stopped at Jack's Cat Cafe. If any of you know my wife and I, who sadly couldn't be on this trip, you know we are big cat lovers, so this place definitely scratched that itch for me while away from home. Jack's is a wonderful sanctuary that rescues, rehabilitates, and rehomes cats in Hoi An. To visit, you simply pay a small fee and there is a 2-drink minimum at the cafe, which goes to support the over 100 cats in the sanctuary. After realizing it wouldn't be feasible for me to take one back to the States, I reluctantly continued my journey to Da Nang. Just north up the coast from Hoi An is the much larger city of Da Nang. As you can see, Da Nang feels much more like a coastal beach town, even with its size of 1.4 million residents. My first order of business was to get off the beach and out to the Sun Tra Peninsula to see the Lady Buddha, who was beckoning from afar.
Alright, you just saw the Lady Buddha here in Da Nang, and now that we've got our motorbike, our helmet, our glasses, all that good stuff, we are gonna make the short trip over there. It's only about 4 miles away. So let's go check out the Lady Buddha.
Once you get out to the peninsula, you almost feel like you're on a tropical island as you ascend the steps to the Linh Pagoda. There's a fun story about the creation of this place that says that during the Nguyen dynasty of the 1800s, a Buddha statue washed up on the shores of the peninsula, which the locals believed was a sign that they should build a shrine. Since the first parts of the shrine were built on this spot, the waves of the sea became calmer and made it easier for the local fishermen to do their work. There are also statues warning tourists of the monkeys that guard this island, but most don't seem to take notice.
The Lady Buddha is well worth a visit because it's not just this giant statue of a Lady Buddha, which in and of itself would be impressive enough and worth the trip up here, but the complex is like a Zen garden. It almost feels like you're in Japan or something like that, but Zen Buddhism is popular in Vietnam as well. So you have pagodas and obviously a couple other statues of the Buddha. Between that and then the trees and all that good stuff up here, I was thinking this was gonna be like a 10-minute stop, but then when you start walking around up here, you could easily spend an hour or so and just kind of taking in the tranquility of this spot.
After wrapping up my time on Sun Tra, I made my way to another impressive structure in Da Nang, the aptly named Dragon Bridge. Opened in 2013, the bridge is over 2,000 feet long and spans the mighty Han River below. In addition to its functional use, the bridge's dragon spits fire, steam, and water on Saturday and Sunday nights for Vietnamese and tourists alike to enjoy. The bridge is also located right next to the Sun Tra night market, which is convenient for anyone trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
So this market opens nightly at 6 o'clock and it's about 6:10 right now. So it's kind of fun sometimes to get here right when they open because there's like a superstition, or they say it's good luck obviously to make their first sale of the night. And so I haven't really gotten hassled by anybody yet, but there you go. And it's just fun because people want to make their first sale of the night. It's going to be good luck for them. And we'll see if I end up being the victim. You do wonder how many people they tell that to. Oh, you're going to be my first sale of the night. And it's like 10 o'clock. Highly unlikely. But yeah, fun to get here right at the start. Everyone's raring to go.
After grabbing myself a basic plate of chicken and rice, along with a banana and strawberry smoothie, which is essential in Southeast Asia, I headed home to get some sleep ahead of a big day at the theme park. The next day, I hopped back on the motorbike and set off into the rain for Sun World, a unique theme park located in Ba Na Hills.
So I'm walking up to Sun World here in Ba Na Hills, only about a 45-minute drive from Da Nang as I walk in the middle of the road here instead of the sidewalk. Nice one. And it's just funny walking up, hearing the sounds and the music playing. It just feels like I'm walking up to Valley Fair for any of my Minnesotans out there when you're younger and getting ready to ride the wild thing and all that stuff. So very theme park atmosphere. We'll see if it's that way when we get inside.
Here we are, another cable car. It seems to be quite the theme on this channel, but I haven't been in one since Cape Town. So it's been like 2 or 3 countries since we've been in a cable car together, but always enjoy it. The views from the cable car, or lack thereof, do a nice bit of foreshadowing as we make our way to the top of the mountain. The main attraction here is the Golden Hands Bridge, which we'll get to, but there are fun little mosaic walkways, plant-covered mazes, and gardens to keep you busy as you wait for crowds to die down a bit on the bridge. Now, on to the Golden Hands Bridge.
Obviously not the best day for the Golden Bridge, but making the best of it here. I'll put a photo of what it would look like on a clear day. It's really heightening the atmosphere here. As you can see, you start to lose sight of the first pair of hands and head towards the second here.
Another unique part of Sun World is the French Village. It's pretty self-explanatory, but well worth a look if you make it out here for the bridge.
So I'm obviously in the French Village right now with the Boulangerie, Pâtisserie behind me, and this place is really cool. If it were any other place in the world, like if it were in Orlando or something like that, because I know they do obviously have Epcot at Disney World, you'd kind of roll your eyes and laugh at it. But the fact that you're in central Vietnam and you're just walking through this recreation of a French village, medieval village that has a mock Notre Dame, it's pretty incredible. So definitely worth a visit.
All in all, I had a great time at Sun World, even without the sun. The following day, with better weather on my side and sunscreen applied,
Mom?
I set off on the 4-hour journey from Da Nang to Hue, which featured the famed Hoi An Pass.
So you can see the mountains behind us. That is exactly where we're headed. That is, at a certain point, the Hoi An Pass. So I don't know if those clouds mean cold weather, rain, all the above. I'm not really sure. We're about to find out, but I don't know how you could not be excited driving into the unknown like that.
The Hoi An Pass is one of the most scenic spots in all of Vietnam, and a bucket list item for anyone who enjoys being on 2 wheels and likes to travel. This road served as a crucial supply route for both the French and the Americans during their wars here. Because of that, military bunkers pop up here and there where soldiers used to take cover and survey the land around them from on high. Known as Ocean Cloud Pass in Vietnamese, Hoi An acts as a climatic divide between the tropical south of Vietnam and the subtropical north, as well as between ancient kingdoms in Vietnam who fought for ownership over the pass.
This is my friend Tim.
Jim, oh, xe may hả? Good.
Thank
John?
you for stopping me, Jim.
Okay.
Good to speak with you.
Yes.
My new friend from Vietnam.
Yeah, good.
There he is.
Good, John.
In more modern times, the pass became a traffic bottleneck, and 2 tunnels were opened through the mountain in 2005 and 2021, both dramatically reducing traffic up top. Thanks to the convenience of the tunnels, the only vehicles on the actual pass nowadays are locals, large trucks that can't fit through the tunnel, and sightseers on motorbikes looking for some of the most dramatic views in Vietnam.
One of the key things to do while you're on any motorbike trip, no matter the length, is to make sure you fuel up. So yesterday, grabbed a big bottle of water in a Toblerone because I knew that at some point I would need some sugar. As I'm finishing up my chocolate bar here, I'm realizing that they do have some EV stations, EV charging stations. So the world is adapting, and that includes Vietnam, even in the rural part of the country. It's kind of funny, it says Bienvenido, it's in Spanish, but early adoption to electric vehicles here in Vietnam.
The Hoi An Pass only takes about 45 minutes of the 4-hour journey from Da Nang to Hue, and as I pulled into the old imperial capital of Vietnam, I had to check out the abandoned water park I had heard so much about. Though only half complete at the time, the park opened in 2004 to rave reviews. Financial problems saw the park close by 2006, and it's been largely dormant since then, save for becoming a huge attraction for travelers to Hue, like myself and the Taste Cadets. Thanks for joining for episode 2 of my Vietnam series. Make sure to subscribe and check out more travel adventures on my channel. I can't wait to share my final video from the capital of Hanoi. See you soon.